One Piece chapter 1159, we see that Don Marlin has been murdered and Shaki has been taken, and the Rocks pirates don't know who it is. They have no clues. Pretty sure it's Ochoku, I think his name is, because he's counting money and like he has a weird look on his face and he's like, oh, I don't know what happened. So I'm pretty sure it's him who took Shaki and killed Don Marlin. And now the Rocks pirates are going to go to God Valley. And then we cut to God Valley and we see that Garland is there and he's talking to the girl that he knocked up with Shanks and Shamrock, and she's like, yes, you can finally move here and we can like have a family. And he's like, no, if they're gonna live anywhere, they're gonna live with me. I already have a wife set up for me if I win this competition. And then he just kind of like kills her out of no, like just cold. And then we see the Navy like rounding up people. They're not killing them, they're just like tranquilized darting them, arresting them if they're like don't resist. And then one like rookie is like kind of like hesitant about doing it. He's like, why are we doing this? They're just random people, they're just people, normal people. And then they're like, just do what you're told. And then we find out that that is Monkey D. Dragon, and he's very hesitant because like, he's the revolutionary leader. We see the slave ship next, and then we see Jenny and Ivankov in there, and they're like talking about making escape plans. And then some other slaves are like, shut up before you get us punished. They're like, punished? And then Ivankov's like, shut up, you're not even gonna put up a fight, what are you doing? And then we see Kuma's there, and he's like, dang, I didn't know slaves could be this feisty. Which is pretty funny, but it's also sad because they're slaves, And then we see Morgans, who has information about the God Valley incident happening, and he's like, pay me if you want me to sit on the scoop, or I'm going to leak this information, which I do think he leaks this information because we also see Rocks get this information and the Roger Pirates, so I think he does leak this information, anyways. And then we see the Rocks pirates, and we see that they find out that Shaky's still alive, and they're gonna go get her. And then Whitebeard talks about how like it's the Celestial Dragon's manhunt, and he thought it was just a tall tale. And then we see Big Mom and Kaido talking about how like Big Mom's like, there's devil fruit there, and then she's also like, it could be good for my sons too. But she also like tells Kaido, but she also like has like a devious like underplan kind of. And then we see some guy, I don't remember his name, talking to Rox, and he's like, do you think it's a trap? And then Rox is like, shut up. But it's like good information, Rox needs to know if this is a trap or not, but he's just like, shut up. But then we also see that Roger's on the way to God Valley. He's like, how close are we? And then they're like, not very close, but we'll make it there on time. We'll get there. Then we see the Rocks pirates selling to God Valley, and then they're intercepted by Harold, and then like they get on the ship, and then like Harold's kind of like, can I talk to you in private? And then they go to talk in private, and then Rox is kind of like, will you help me? And then he's like, no. And then we also get the big bombshell, which is Rox's name is not Rox, it's actually Davy D. Zebek, and he's part of the Davy clan, which is crazy. And it's also sad because Rox is like, he doesn't feel like luck is on his side, so he feels like he's probably gonna die here, which is crazy, but the will of D, I guess, right? We cut to the Celestial Dragons, and we see that Sheki is actually the grand prize for the manhunt. And then we also see that Gunko is there, and like I think it's her father next to her, saying like, we can finally win something great for our family. And then we also see that Dragon finds Shanks and Shamrock's mother, I do believe it is, because like she's all stabbed up, and I think she crawled into this room, or maybe Garland dumped her here, I'm not quite sure. But we also, after that, we see Teach, so it's kind of confusing, like whether it's like he finds Teach's mother or Shanks' mother, but I'm pretty sure it's Shanks' mother because she gets all these stab wounds, and like Teach is also getting smuggled off this island, so I think Dragon is also going to smuggle one of them off the island, so I don't know which one he smuggles off the island. And the last thing they talk about is that they got a Buccaneer boy as a super rare rabbit, but they also got the Davy clan there for also super rare rabbits, I guess. But yeah, chapter's great. You're rated. Bye.